A relic from a Second World War bomber has been turned into a memorial to a New Zealand crew who died when their plane was shot down 65 years ago. Pilot Kenneth Burbridge and navigator gunners Walter Wilcoxon, Andrew McEwen and Donald Martin crashed into a field at Markelo in Holland. They were flying a Stirling bomber, and as Europe correspondent Rachel Smalley reports, a Stirling engine now marks the spot where they fell.
This engine, once part of a Stirling bomber, now rests in a Dutch field 30 kilometres from the German border. A memorial to the 7 men, including 4 Kiwis, who lost their lives in a Stirling in 1943. One of the dead was Cantabrian Flight Sergeant Walter Wilcoxon. His son Ian was 6 at the time, and now at 71 he's in Markelo with wife Frances to remember the father he barely knew.
What do you think of the memorial, the engine being the memorial to your plane, the Stirling bomber?
Fantastic idea.
Yeah.
This magnificent aircraft, which has a range of over 2,000 miles, is one of Britain's best weapons for hitting back.
In 1941, the Stirling was the great hope of the Allied aerial campaign, the RAF's first heavy bomber, a giant that could carry 8 tons of bombs. The New Zealand crew, part of the 75th Royal New Zealand Air Force Squadron, were on a raid in Melheim in Germany when they were hit by flak and were forced to turn home for England. The Kiwi pilot, Sergeant Kenneth Burbridge, radioed ahead and said he felt he could still make it back. But 20 minutes later, when the plane was flying low, it was hit again, and it crashed into this field, killing all 7 on board. For the last 65 years, the 4 Kiwi graves have been tended by locals, grateful for the freedom the Allies ultimately gave them.
Sometimes we bring flowers on the graves, and in the Christmas night we put lights on the graves.
You needed to be brave to fly in Stirlings. Of the first 84 built, the Allies lost 67, and that was in just 5 months. In the same year, the 4 Kiwis died in Markelo. The Stirling was withdrawn from frontline service. Rachel Smalley, The Netherlands, 3 News.